All right, folks, we're here. I can't believe it. First thing, thank you, everyone, for getting here. I can't believe we got 6 YouTubers here in such a short notice, and we're so grateful for that. This is our first podcast, so bear with us. But let's start out with kind of some introductions. We'll start out. We're the Bundy Ranch, and also make sure to tell them your YouTube channel. And if you're watching this whole purpose of this whole thing is so that we can grow as YouTubers and have you guys subscribe to every one of us, because we all got cool content. It's all a little different, and we all got some pretty good personalities, especially this guy over here. Both those two on the end, actually. So first, we'll start off. We're the Bundy Ranch. I'm Arden Bundy. And Roper, go ahead and introduce yourself. Talk up loud. Talk up loud. Just understand it. I'm Roper. Like your stats. Who's your dad?
Clancy Cox.
There we go. Clancy.
What cat got your tongue? That's a first.
Yeah.
I'm Clancy Cox. I'm Arden's brother-in-law.
And this is our crew for today. We're also going to have one more guy on our ranch rodeo team. He's not here right now, but that's our crew. We'll move on down the line. We got the Apache Cowboys here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves and who you are.
Yeah, I'm Tyler Nosey. I'm Apache Cowboys' brother. Skylar Nosey is my brother, and from St. Carlos, Arizona, and here with my dad, Alvin Nosey.
My name is Alvin Nosey. I have 2 sons, Skylar, which she passed on, and Tyler is starting another one.
And what's your channel name?
We're gonna call it Apache Cowboys.
Apache Cowboys. We're gonna get a new channel going. All right, and then after that, go ahead and introduce you guys there.
Go ahead, Danielle. You're the one that started it.
I started this whole thing 6 years ago, and I'm the talker. If you know cowboys, a lot of them don't talk very much because they're doing their job, but I'm the face of the Painted Desert Ranch. My name is Danielle Wynn. This is my husband, Henson Wynn, and we are in YouTube, on YouTube, the Painted Desert Ranch. I have my own personal Instagram at Yell Wynn, YELL Wynn. We're on Facebook. I have a personal page. We have a Painted Desert Ranch Facebook page. We don't do TikTok, but my son started the account. I don't have, TikTok. I don't know TikTok, but there is one legit Painted Desert Ranch on TikTok. That's us. I don't know about you guys, but we get like duplicated. Like people try to copycat.
Nobody wants to copy us. We're not that cool.
But there is some fake accounts out there. But that's why I had my son start the TikTok. So there's not much on there. Main one is YouTube and Instagram, I guess. So that's us. Our team is still back at the hotel. Todd and Vale, they're not big talkers, so they didn't come. And Jasper, he's over at the merch booth.
He's working.
Yeah, we gotta put him to work. And I won't be in the ranch rodeo. It'll be Henson, Todd, Vale, and Jasper.
Yes, family ranch. 5 generations. So most everybody that's there is family.
Awesome. Well, we'll move on, and we'll put each one of you guys' Instagrams and tags. We'll put it in the video, and so people can see them and just click on them and go from there. Over there at the end, we got the 310.
Yep.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Yep, we're 310 Ranch Life. I'm John Darnell. This is Abby Clausen. Weston Boxberger and Wyatt Cox will be our team. We're just happy to be here.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
We're happy to have you. All right, now on this end, we got Under the Swells.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm Corby Christiansen. A long time ago, when I was in junior high, I started doing leather work, and I got to meet Dale Brisby, and he told me, him and his brother kept telling me to stop posting just pictures of my leather work. So he said start making videos and putting them on Instagram and YouTube. And I just put them on Instagram, and then here we are. So we're starting a YouTube channel. So I'm Corby. And this is Josie Lewis. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Name's Grizz O'Brien.
And I just following this guy around, keeping him out of trouble. So we got Grizz here on our team. My dad's here. And then we had a heck of a time getting our fourth guy. We had somebody bail out for a college rodeo, somebody broke their foot, and then somebody pass away. So we got my cousin Whit, and he is one heck of a donkey roper. So we'll see.
Oh, there we go.
Cows.
That'll be fun. Talk about donkeys. We got our next guy here. We got. Go ahead
Okay,
and
wait.
introduce
Before we
us.
get there,
hold on.
cowboy tip of the day: just ride a horse. Don't half-ass it.
See, now we go right into these guys. Now go ahead and explain yourself.
Hey, don't half-ass it, but if you are, be a badass.
Yeah, there we go.
So I'm Tyler Olson. I run the Bronx and Donks account. Most of my group, I don't know where they're at. They're running around somewhere. Some of the Magnuson boys. We got a bunch of people out here though. So
Yeah.
we're real good buddies with Under the Swell. We run cattle in like the same place, and we're always hanging out. So, anyways, Bronx and Donks. What do you get when you mix a bronc with a donk? You get a mule. And we ride a lot of mules on our channel, but we also ride quite a bit of horses too. Just post ranching videos. So, yeah,
Go check out
us
their movie.
Yeah.
They just
new movies releasing this Saturday. So.
We went and watched the movie last night.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I had a pretty good laugh. I did not know your dad was that hilarious. You gonna be riding a mule today in the ranch rodeo?
I should have brought one.
Oh man,
I seen somebody had one.
I heard one.
Yeah, somebody.
We just heard McCoy.
Oh, is that somebody else?
No, he did bring one.
Oh, good. Well, with that, let's just kind of now everyone kind of knows each other. I got a couple questions here, but honestly, let's just kind of get into it with what we want to talk about. Feel free. I want to start off with like, what inspired your journey as YouTubers or as cowboys to start filming, to start showing the world who we are? Because just like she said down there, us cowboys, it's not really our culture to get out there and talk a lot, but we've kind of bit the bullet and done it. So we'll just kind of start with let's start with the Apache Cowboys here. What kind of motivated you guys or inspired you to start filming and doing the YouTube or any social media?
So, with the cameras, me and my brother, we grew up riding bicycles, BMX bikes, and we grew up watching videos of these guys jumping off crazy stuff and doing crazy stuff with their bikes, and we thought, damn, that's cool. And in the biking community, they're always trying to like record all their best stuff. So, we're cowboys, and we thought,
Let's do the
heck,
same thing.
let's do the same thing when we're catching wild cattle. And when the GoPros came out, we kind of like, that was our idea of getting into recording it, and it just kind of one thing after another. That's how it all started. We just wanted to make a video like a bike video.
Yeah.
Like our best catches and whatnot.
The
And
highlights.
that's kind of how it started with that, and then that's how my brother kind of went on, and we actually started putting the videos on the YouTube channel that I have, and it was just one video like 9 years ago or something. It's
So is that when you guys started? Was 9 years ago?
yeah. I mean, even before that, we were kind of cowboying. Even obviously
yeah.
before that, but yeah, I'd say about 9 years ago is when we kind of first put that first video on YouTube, and it kind of didn't know what to do after that. And years go on, and my brother, he kind of like starts putting more and more videos out, and it just went from there.
It took off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I'm glad we started with you, because as far as our channel goes, the Skyler, their brother that passed, he was kind of my motivation. Like, I used to sit there and watch his videos and be like, dude, we do that. Why aren't we putting a camera on our head? And then we're like, let's let that plane pass real quick. But I kind of was like, let's do it, not so much to show the world, but for our own personal memories is what it all started out to be. We had a lot of scary moments like, man, we should have had that on camera, And then from there, somebody says, you should post that. And then we did it, and it's just kind of went from there. So thanks to your brother, he kind of was a motivation for me. He was kind of the OG that motivated me to start doing it.
He had some really bad wrecks in there, but they had to take it off.
Yeah, YouTube will do that. Yeah.
A lot of them. That was a lot.
There was a lot. He said
One guy got bucked off. He was right in front of him. He's chasing the big bull. He was about to throw his rope. His horse started bucking, and he fell off. And he's always tied on too. He fell off, and the rope got on his boots.
Oh, no.
And he starts dragging them. And Sky, he was whipping and spurring behind him. He couldn't pass that guy because he's getting drugged.
Yeah.
And he's coming to a really rough area, a lot of rocks.
Oh no.
So Sky finally made his way and cut the rope.
While they were running.
Yeah.
Oh my
cut the
goodness.
rope
Wow.
off an eagle. Eagle's here anyway, so
Yeah, we're gonna. We're today in the Ranch Rodeo. We're doing a ceremony for Skylar, and they brought eagle, so that's gonna be a special moment. That's awesome, man.
And then they cut that out.
And that's what I said. That's what we want to see. We want to see something like that. But man, and the kid ended up okay, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
What is this?
He ruined his right hand.
Oh.
He can't rip off his right hand no more.
Oh, no more. It's done.
Wow.
Use it left.
Turn left.
Turn left.
Well, with the Painted Desert, what kind of motivated you or inspired you to start going in this journey?
It was all her.
He's like, I didn't want none
I never even watched. I watched YouTube to fix like my truck or something. How to,
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was like cowboy content on YouTube.
Well, when we started about 6 years ago, there really wasn't a lot of cowboy content.
Mhm.
There was Apache Cowboy, there was Dale Brisby, Bronx and Donks was out there too, but it seemed like that was about it. And I had another smaller YouTube channel in our area kind of recommended it to me. He said, "You guys live such an interesting life. You should film it." So I was like, okay. And at that time, I had been doing really short videos on Facebook. I was doing 2-3 minute videos on Facebook and posting there. So I basically just started making the videos a little bit longer, posting them on YouTube, and it just blew up, I guess.
And she
right
didn't come
away.
from this lifestyle. She grew up more in the city, so I guess she kind of thought it was interesting. I thought other people would think it was interesting.
Yeah, I had not ever ridden a horse until I met Henson. I didn't know colors of horses. I didn't know how to saddle a horse. I didn't know what the equipment was called. I knew nothing. So when I married him and decided I kind of liked him, I had to, do some things that he liked to do. And I guess so that's how I have an eye for what might be interesting to people not in the ranching world. Because I don't know, there's little nuances in the ranching world that I think that you guys don't even notice that I try to bring to film. So yeah, I just started posting longer content and just kept growing, I guess. So it's good to see more channels of the cowboy culture get out there, because that was kind of my goal, was to show people the cowboy culture. I'm Navajo, and we have a really strong culture. Apaches, we are very rooted in our culture, and marrying a white guy, I had to, I see his culture, and a lot of people don't understand the ranching life and the importance of the job that we have. So that's also a big part of our channel, is to just, we don't preach or teach how to do stuff. We just show them what we do and show them the cowboy culture. Hopefully the viewers can get an appreciation for what we do.
And that's what's unique about, just this group of people here, and especially yesterday during the Bundy Ranch Rodeo, the culture of cowboys we had from Canada to Texas, from Oklahoma to California, just the different ways people do stuff to get the same job done was awesome. And I think she hit it right on the spot of how many millions of people are out there that have no idea what even a real cowboy is, or what they actually do on the day-to-day life. And when they see it, they don't even understand it. So that's kind of what we like to do, is try to just show people how we do things. But 310 over there on the end.
Yep.
What motivated you? What inspired you to start this journey?
Honestly, I can't take too much credit for it, other than I was the angry guy that's working at a yearling outfit, overworked and way underpaid. But Dalton, my son, came to work for us, and he kind of started seeing what we were doing from the tractor, putting out hay, building the fence, blah blah blah. And he talked me into wearing a GoPro, and I was very hesitant. Thank you very much. I was very hesitant to do it, and didn't really know why. I always left what happened between, out there between me, the calf, my horse, and my dog if I had him with us. And I always thought, man, it'd be cool to be able to bring somebody out here, but I just couldn't.
Yeah.
The skill set that it takes to do what we do. So the first time he talked me into wearing it, I wore it on 3 calves that I was doctoring, and they were just epic. Just epic. He couldn't have took my, my mind to a better place, because when I saw what I had done, and you could literally sit in the saddle with me and see what I was seeing, do what I was doing. It just became I was like, golly, this is very valuable. So I'll try to nutshell this best I can. The company I worked for also had a medicine company, animal health company. So my mind instantly went to what I can see, or what people can see in front of this camera we can promote.
Okay.
So what could they see? They could see the dope we were using. They could see our ropes. They could see blah blah blah. So I was started kind of becoming realizing that you could market stuff and promote stuff based on what you put in front of you, and it kind of started coming natural to me. If I was holding up a bottle of Res Floor, pulling dope out of it, it's like, hey, this is what we're using. We had the whole cycle of life, as far as spring, fall, summer, winter. So you could watch the cycle that the cattle went through. Today there's no flies. The next day there's flies everywhere.
Yep.
So we started marketing that way. And that we just kind of fell into the rope deal. So we became a dealer, actually, for Cowboy cordage in the very beginning, and then just started promoting the ropes that we love to use. We handled them. We used them every day. We knew what we could do with them. We knew what shots we could throw, and so that's kind of what 310 morphed into. We just kind of fell into it. I had no idea. However many years ago it was we started this, if you'd have told me that I'd be sitting right here.
How many years has it been since you started?
I don't know. I think we were 16. We started in 16 on YouTube.
That's awesome.
We were 2 years before. Before that, we stockpiled footage because I knew we were going to leave that cattle company. So for a year solid, we stockpiled footage. So when we left, we'd have stuff to post and put out there. But anyways, what it's more kind of morphed into now is we still work. We have 310, the rope shop. We still go Cowboy. We sign up this summer. We'll be in Wyoming on a yearling lease. Me and Abby will be up there working in video and just as hands. And we kind of go into brandings just as help in different parts of the country and highlight how they do things. And that's kind of our niche. Is we like to go and if we were to go to the Painted Desert, we would totally just highlight what they do, how they do it, and we would just try to be good at it. Because you know the most about your place, you would be the expert about your place, and we would just be help. When I was at the cattle company, if you came to me, I'd be the one you wanted to talk to because I knew how everything's set up around there. So I know that. We all know that. So that's how we go in, is just try to be as good a help and go, we've got the skills, just put us to work.
I like that.
So, and then we try to capture different parts of the country and how they do things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being here, like I said, and there's so many people that even just reach out to us and they say, I mean, it's kind of sad, but I mean, I guess it's reality, but they're like, I go to work every day, I come home, I get my apartment, I put on YouTube. Like, my life's so boring. Straight up, they said, my life's so boring, but when I watch you or watch your channel, I feel like I'm there, and my life's not boring anymore. And it's crazy that we're actually helping people with their lives by, like you said, put that camera right there, and it's like they're in your shoes, you know?
I
And
think it was Tyler told me once. He said a brand is a name connected to a story that people want to be a part of.
There you go.
And I don't know if it was Tyler, but somebody told me that.
He'll take
And
credit, huh?
then it changed everything, like the way that I started like making like any short videos or long form videos. It was like people want to be a part of this. So then when they think, okay, they think Under the Swell, or if they think 310 Ranch Life, or they think of Bundy Ranch, you're gonna think of it as a story, not just, oh, it's just a check mark on a sign or something, or a pair of shoes. They think of the stories, and they think of all the wild cows or the pigs or the donkeys or whatever you're chasing wherever you're at.
I agree. And what kind of got you started kind of posting while we're talking to you?
Oh gosh.
What inspired you?
So, I had been posting for a long time, but I did leather work, and like I said, I met Dale Brisby, and I hung out at his booth. Like, I was that super awkward teenager that just stuck around.
One.
Yeah,
Annoying one.
But I wasn't even looking at Dale. I could have cared less about him. It was his brother Leroy. So Leroy's sitting there doing leather work. He was just making bracelets for people, and so I just stuck around and was asking Leroy about how to do leather work. And then pretty soon Dale's like, hey, come back here. And he put a old sun shirt on me and put a cowboy hat on me and a pair of glasses. And he's like, okay, you're gonna help us run our booth for now. So I just kind of hung out with them, and then I ended up going home. We were at Nationals in Gillette, Wyoming. We drove all the way home, and I did a pasture move, and then we drove all the way back, and then I just went right up there and hung out with them the rest of the weekend. And so I got Leroy's Snapchat, and he would send me pictures of leatherwork and stuff, and I sent him my Instagram, and I just posted a bunch of leatherwork pictures. And then he was like, dude, everyone can do, like, people can do leatherwork, people can sell t-shirts, but they want to buy your t-shirts. Like, Dale does so good because it's Dale's shirt, not because it's a t-shirt that's cool. And so when I found that out, then I started making shirts and stuff. And then Tyler told me one day, hey, reels are going really big on Instagram right now. And so we thought of this idea to do like a reel every day or once a week, and it was just a cowboy tip of the day. And then
I love those. I love watching those.
So,
and how long ago, if you could put a date on it or year?
I started my account in 2017. When I first, and I started a YouTube channel before that, but it was on a different channel.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even know what it was called, but I just posted a bunch of rodeo videos. So like I made a couple of rodeo montages, and then there was one where we like herded cows in the mountain or something, but it was just some rough stuff.
Yeah.
It was the iMovie.
Oh, back
was,
when editing was great.
Oh yeah.
You know?
So
Hey, I still use iMovie.
it was like not just iMovie, but it was like the iMovie that's like the intro for iMovie, and it's like blue and black, and it's supposed to be some movie intro. It's terrible. It's terrible.
All right, Tyler, your last one here.
All right.
Tell us what inspired you, dude. What motivated you to do this journey?
Man, you have a lot of motivation when you're a broke college kid.
Yeah.
Trying to make a couple extra bucks to go to the rodeo on the weekend or just go out with friends, you know. So, I was training a few horses at the time, trying to pay for school. And there's a lot of horse trainers out there, so a lot of competition. One day, kind of this old man walked up to me and said, hey, I got a couple mules. And I had never really been on one before then. And he's like, I'll pay you twice as much if you ride them. I was like, okay, I could use the money. I'll take them. And so I started just taking mules from him. And then
we started making fun of him.
yeah. So anyways, I was training these mules for him, and I was selling a few of them for him. And some of my clients were asking for videos on these mules, so I started recording videos, and it kind of got to be a hassle to send every single video to them. So I just started posting.
Perfect timing in the background.
I hope the audio's picking that up.
And started posting these videos to share with the clients, and before you know it, I just start looking at my phone and all these random people are watching my videos, and I'm just like, what the heck? So I just leaned into it and started posting more and more videos, and it just kind of morphed into how it is. And you know, it's been awesome. It's kind of scratched that creative itch for me. It's been a way to share like a lot of adventures and our lifestyle with a lot of people, so it's grown into a lot more than what it started for. And COVID hit, and all of a sudden YouTube views just started going crazy, and I made the decision, well, I think I might regret this if I don't lean into it, just go all out. So I dropped out of school. I was like 3 classes away from being able to apply for vet school. I just dropped out.
Done.
I was just like, let's go all in. This is awesome. And so it's just turned into this, and now we're here. Gonna be competing today. It's a great time.
Yeah, man. We're and
famous.
and talk about that. What's today's event? How many of you guys watched it yesterday? Was most everyone here that watched it yesterday? I know, Tyler, you guys were here. What's your thoughts of the event today? What's kind of your fears, your worries, your excitement? I want to hear it. What I mean, speak up if you got any thoughts about it. What's kind of your worries, or what are you thinking for this ranch rodeo today after watching it yesterday?
Did you watch it?
No, everyone's just fine, I guess.
He just came in just while we were
Good.
These guys, they're not going to tell if they're scared or worried. They're cowboys.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm not going to say.
Yesterday, I was impressed of how many horses were bucking yesterday. I was happy with that. I don't think anyone... We had one guy go to the hospital yesterday, but...
One guy broke his ribs.
Yeah.
I did hear that.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, we had...
I don't think he went to the hospital.
That's a new guy. I didn't hear about that one. I'm sure there's a lot of sore guys this morning. One guy popped his shoulder out of place, something that had to go. But other than that, we had a pretty good rodeo yesterday. We're going to be doing the same events today. And it's going to be fun. I'm pretty excited to watch it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping there were some bucking shoots and we were gonna do like a ranch bronc riding.
Well, we didn't need to because we all ride broncs.
I know.
We didn't need to do that. But I would have done it.
Well, I guess I can speak for Henson. He only rides young horses, colts, and he brought a stud that never been to town. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys told me you've never even seen a ranch rodeo before, or been to one at least.
Yeah, I've never been to one.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the real So, this is going to be a fun day today. We got, the weather's going to be great today. I want to ask some questions about people's challenges of doing this, because it's, I mean, people on the other side of the screen, I mean, they're just, oh man, that looks no problem, but it's actually quite challenging, at least for me. I'll speak for myself, but to push play on a camera and to make sure the times are right. Sometimes you just want a cowboy. You don't want to have to worry about it, or at the end of the day, you know, we're not big enough to have editors, so we got to edit our own stuff. And some of our challenges, I want to ask some of you guys, like, what are your challenges of this, like, of putting out this content and living this lifestyle of sharing your life? What's some kind of the hard things for you? And just speak up if you want to say nothing, or I'll start picking on people. I don't care.
Comments are hard.
Oh yeah.
When we first started, we had a lot of viewers that didn't know our lifestyle. They were mad because we had crap in our trailer, and they said, "Why don't you pressure wash your
No,
trailer?"
they said steam clean your trailer. I'm like,
You should just send them your address. Say, come do it, please.
But I think people kind of weeded themselves out. If they didn't like it, they didn't have to stay. But we get some mean comments every now and then. I'm sure everybody does. But
I think that's been part of my motivation. So that, like, on my TikTok account, like sometimes, like at first, it'd make you a little sour. Like you'd read through them comments and you'd get pretty sour, and so then like you'd rush back out, make another video to like prove them wrong, type of deal. And then, like the more I posted, the more it just like fed me to prove them wrong, type of thing. And but I'll agree, like comments are tough sometimes. And one of my latest videos, I mean, it didn't like blow up or anything, but I posted reality. Not every shot you throw on a calf is clean. Like sometimes they might run through one. I'm from the North Country of Wyoming. Like we're out on the sheet of ice all winter long, and I get the "if you had a short rope, tie it off" comments all the time. You know, and
Was that you, Clancy?
no,
Okay.
you don't want to come rope an 8-week yearling
77.
and pitch 20 foot of slack out there and say, "Whoa."
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I am going to watch this wreck and I'm going to video it. And so it's been, I think the other hardest thing for me is everybody sitting here is doing this for a living. You're putting meat on somebody's table just as I am. What's it matter how you get it done? Like, I'm here to support you. I'll buy your beef, you buy my beef type of guy. You know, and if I use 60 foot and a slick horn and you're tied off hard and fast, but you doctored the same calf and kept him alive like I did. Like, I'm here to support you. And there's so many people in our industry, in our world, that are like against how you do it because it's wrong in their eyes. And so it's been really eye-opening for somebody like me. I'm very big, like John had said, I'm a Roman. If I'm in Rome, I'm a Roman. And I think my reputation at home has kind of backed it up. I'm one of the, Wyatt and I work together. He works for me. We're one of the few guys in our valley that go to like 20 different ranches. We're invited 20 different places to help brand, fall works. And you know, and I think that I pat myself on the back a little bit behind closed doors. Like, I don't boast about it much. You guys are probably the first ones that heard me kind of brag about that reputation. But be a Roman. If I come to your place and you're tied hard and fast, I may not do it to start.
I was gonna wait for your answer there.
But I mean, I'm gonna see why you do it. And at the end of the day, it may be what I do. Like, I'm very adaptable and I just want to be a Roman type
And I think
of guy, and
that kind of
not
like
criticize how somebody else gets it done. Like I said, you're obviously in business. What you're doing is working. You
and
know,
I think
why would I
that's what
criticize
kind
it?
of separates, like you said, like a real cowboy is just happy to see it get done.
Yes.
You know, if they're gonna be out there bashing other cowboys, bashing other things, bashing other YouTubers, I mean, you got to realize those people that are putting on there, that's just who they are, and we
Yes.
know the cowboy culture, and that's not what a real cowboy is. And us out here just trying to make a living, like you said, and if that's throwing a rope or if that's shutting gates,
Yep.
I mean, long as the job gets done, it's a catch and catch can where I'm from, and sometimes that might be a tail, a ear, or a nose, or one
Dog
leg,
gotta
whatever
stop.
we can catch, you know.
Absolutely, and that's that was that.
And
video I was
I
talking
think
about.
with the comment thing, like you both said, you know, comments are rough, and you know what I've been taught is you can look at them both ways. You can go at them, kind of like what you're saying. I try to do the opposite and ignore them because I always feel like that's what they want. But at the same time, I know a lot of YouTubers, I don't want to name them, but they make their content. They make their living off of haters.
Yes.
You know? I think we all have a couple people in mind.
I used to thank
And that's
people.
awesome, you
I used
know?
to thank them, like, hey, thanks for pushing my video to more people.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think over time it changes your attitude. Like, you kind of go from butt hurt, so to speak, to
Laugh at it.
yeah, you just
think
start
it's
laughing,
funny.
kind of look the other way, and
And I think the
it helps
hardest
more.
is what she said at the beginning.
Yes.
Because you're kind of don't you want to fit in, and then somebody, and you're like, man, it almost unmotivates you when
Yes.
but now that you've done it for years, you're like, yeah,
I think
I've heard that one already.
the one comment that still hurts me is somebody comments on my video and said, "You're about as handy as an ashtray on a Harley Davidson."
How do you know how handy it is to have a Have you ever been there one? It might be the handiest son of a gun ever.
I know. That one still keeps me up at night.
That's a good one. Yeah, We had a lot of comments about when we tie the steers down, we'd had a lot of judgment on the tying the knots. You didn't tie a square knot, so we just took that and said, hey, if you can't tie knots, tie lots. So you just kind of go with the good times and the bad times.
Eventually, you have to. It's like the Boy Scout bit, tie a lot of knots.
Yeah, just can't tie knots, tie lots.
So this is a story. We have a cousin. Well, it's his cousin, but he come with us, and one night, I mean, he tied this calf down, and I had a picture, but I lost it. I kid you not, there was 100 knots on this piggin string, and we go find it in the morning because we couldn't find it that night. And anyway, we get there and we're looking at him like, how in the world? Like, how did you do that? But he, no kidding, had that whole piggin string. It looked like this perfect braid. It was about that long. You remember that?
Well, what happened was he got loose the day before, and we made fun of him. And so he was like, I'm going to show them. And he tied like 20 knots. Like, it ain't getting loose. I think we ended up having to cut his rope.
We did. He was mad at us, but oh well.
Any more of some kind of the challenges of doing this, of this lifestyle? Tyler, you're a big dog around here. I'm sure you get all of it, huh? What's your challenge of it, man?
So, I don't know. I would say probably a lot more work goes into the videoing, like the editing itself, at least for us. That's kind of the bottleneck of our whole operation of getting content out. Because kind of my philosophy is I just hand GoPros out and say, all right, hit record all day. I want to see everything. So it takes a while to get through all the video stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree with you. Comments, like you guys were saying before. I remember when I very, very first started.
I got a video of this. This is too good. If I can find the video, I want to find it because this is the greatest video.
Okay, yeah,
We gotta talk about that.
When I very first started, there was this interesting lady.
They're always ladies.
They're always They're always interesting.
And she made a whole big deal. We were branding some calves, and my little brothers, they're at this age, they were just tiny, and they were getting thrown around by these calves and getting kicked by them, and they weren't flanking them very good. They didn't weigh half as much as the calves probably did. And anyways, we were branding them and just kind of laughing, having a good time, and she just tore that video apart, saying we were torturing these animals, and she went through a bunch of my other video and just talked about it. And man, that was, and along with some other negative comments, that could have easily turned us off to like posting, because we wanted to at the same time kind of keep to ourselves. Like, at what point do you want to kind of share your life with the internet, or do you just want to stay private and do your own thing? Anyways, we just kind of leaned into it, and man, we're happy we did. So I don't know. What do you got? He thinks it's funny.
It was so funny. The lady made the video. She says, you guys should not be able to have children after this video. Gosh, like the Karens on Instagram and Facebook, especially Facebook. But we just started, so I served a mission in London, so I got to see people that didn't even know cowboys still existed. And then I got to meet a lot of people that are like, wow, I didn't know they existed. How do I become one? And it was like, I want to do it. And so recently I've been working on online cowboy school, which has been a big challenge because it's videos that you create specifically for, a school, which is hard because you're taking all this time, but then you're not posting them anywhere. And we have been working super hard, and I got a group on Facebook or on Instagram, and somebody screen recorded one of my training videos, and then I got a notification from my cousin. She said, hey, you just got added, or is this a video of you on this Facebook page? So I went to the Facebook page, and it was a pretty big horse training Facebook page, and they were saying, hey, you're doing that wrong, or that's super barbaric, like that's terrible, and it was just a simple video of a colt, but it didn't flip over, didn't do anything, like it was. And for a second I was a little bit like, gosh, I'm like, man, I didn't even do anything wrong, like that. pretty simple video. And then I just was so tempted to join the Facebook page and just like talk about how bad everyone in that group was. All the comments were pretty terrible. And then I just realized, like, man, well, maybe that's how Clinton Anderson feels.
Yep.
With all his haters and Karens and stuff. And so I think sometimes you just got to take it on the chin. On my mission, somebody used to tell us you got to have thick skin and a soft heart.
Yep.
And just be super kind to people and then do your own thing and not worry about what they say.
Sometimes you gotta bite your tongue a little bit. Yeah. Now that we talked some of the challenges, what are some of the things that like really made you like happy you did this, or some of like we had a guy reach out to us not too long ago, and he's 92. His name's Glenn. Shout out Glenn. He's an old cowboy, and he's kind of stuck at home, and he was like, I used to do what you guys did or do now, and he says, you guys are what keep me going. He said, I'm stuck here watching the screen, and he says, if it wasn't for you guys going out and posting those things, like, you guys keep me going. And that was like, we're doing something good here, you know. And I get a lot of my viewers, if you guys watch our channel, we always pray before we go cowboying, and that's for a couple reasons. One reason is we want to also try to share the word, God's word, with everybody that watches us. And the second reason is we need him to look after us so we can survive the day. And but the plus side of that is I get people sending me little clips of their little kids praying, taking their hats off when we're praying. And I've probably gotten 12 or 13 videos saved on my phone of people saying, you're teaching our kids right, you know, and they're taking their hats off. And to me, I was like, it don't matter what this YouTube does. I know that we've helped some people. And so that was kind of ours. You guys have any stories of posting something that's kind of made you happy that you're doing this, or a big motivation for you?
Sky.
Yeah.
When Sky did that, it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
He was making money off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes the most I seen his check was $3,500.
Wow.
Off of what he put on top of it,
Mhm.
you know, from $3 all the way to $3,500 a month.
A month.
Yeah, it's just it's up there.
And when he passed, did you guys lost passwords when he passed with those, or did you get that figured out?
I don't know. Ty's
Okay.
gonna restart now.
Restart with the new
Yeah,
thing.
he's gonna restart.
I might have a guy that could help you with figuring out your password stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's still got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He had about like 8 or 9 cameras. You know, there's a 360 camera
Mhm.
he had too. So
And Skylar was a motivation, man. When he would go out there, he started. I noticed the years that he started like messing with the tuning or with the editing, because he'd start putting the Indian music in the background every once in a while, and it would just get you a hot hump. Like so excited.
A lot of them did like that.
Yeah.
Too. The medicine people. Over.
Yeah, the medicine people. That's awesome.
No matter what.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of haters out there too.
Oh, I know. I bet. Anybody else got any good stories about, something that happened? There we go, John.
I can piggyback on that. 2 things comment wise. We've got a saying around our place is that comments are like a fart in the wind. You smell them for a second and then they're gone.
Yep.
Totally live by that motto when it comes to comments. But a cool story about people reaching out to us. We had 2 guys call. They were both in the military, and they were stationed down at Fort Benning. I'll try to nutshell this so it's not too long, but anyways, they called up and they said, hey man, we'd really love to come up there and ride with you guys. And so Dalton calls me and says, hey, got 2 guys that want to come ride. And I was like, well, we usually don't do that, but he's like, okay, sure, let's go. So they come and we're going through. They want to learn to rope. They want to learn big loop roping. So we kind of start going through all the stuff, and with them, and about halfway through the day, I was like, so what do you guys do? What's your jobs in the military? And they both just kind of zoned out and or just kind of went into this mode. And Ben Minden, he says, well, we're both captains in the ranks. And so there's special forces guys coming. I was like, what the heck are you doing here at our place wanting to learn how to freaking rope? I mean, you're killing bad guys and jumping out of airplanes, and I mean, just straight up. So that was our first experience with vets. We've worked with 3 different vet groups now. It's just kind of come to us. But that's been a cool contact. Yeah. Because those guys, the transformation from getting out of the military and the cowboy culture that they have, special forces, they connect somehow or another with the work ethic and having to commit to doing something to learn it, and then the culture. So we work with Bear Hug Cattle Company. They're in Montana. Warhorse, the veterans in Kansas, and then Warriors with a Mission in Colorado. And those guys specifically take guys into, like, for the whole summer, and will develop them from nothing to being handy at the end of the summer.
Do you teach them to like ride a horse and everything?
All of it.
Oh, wow.
They're coming in just as green as you get. So we would come in and do a roping clinic with them. And then typically the guys that have started the foundation, they've got they're good hands. They've been around.
Yeah.
One guy, he's a Green Beret, and the special forces guys come in there, and so they not only just work on their mental, the PTSD, all of it, but then they come out the other side because they want to be in this culture. So those three groups it's been very special getting to work with those guys. But what they spit out at the other end, those guys are going to work. So with you guys, I mean, just throwing this out there, they're always looking for ranches to go work, like to take those guys during the summer, and they'll have a skill set that they'll come into it and that you can help develop, and they'll come in for a week, 2 weeks. They'll drop canvas tents and just park at your place and
make
brand.
it easy for us. Huh?
Oh yeah, but they're super fun to be around. And then if you get guns involved and they can shoot, then it totally turns into some. I mean, the prairie dog population goes way down.
Oh yeah, there you go. But prairie dogs and wild hogs.
Yeah, that's been a cool thing that we've gotten to be
part of. That's awesome.
I think for us, we have a lot of older people that live vicariously through us, and we get messages just like your story all the time. I'm in bed, I'm at home, I can't do it anymore. I love watching it. I live through you guys. We get a lot of that. Also, just being examples to other people, I think is a great thing about doing this. I've had people message me and say, "We've named our baby after your husband."
Oh, there you go.
He's a good guy, but yeah, just sharing our lives and letting people, live through us is a great thing about what we
keeps
do.
you motivated, keep you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something I always get those calls from the police. I hope that it's not your cow out. It's not. But they know that we're the handiest ones around, so we'll just get a loop on it.
Still get it done.
Oh yeah, those 3 o'clock in the morning calls. I live those calls.
Good. Yeah, I was hoping you weren't saying I get a call from the police saying we got your baby. Is what I was. I thought we were going with the name thing. Well, we
This baby's name is Grizz.
Grizz, yeah.
What is going on?
Tyler, you got anything, bud?
I don't know. It is crazy the amount of people who will send me a picture of like a mule and be like, "We got a mule."
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It's just neat to see people getting out, doing things, and
well, like last night with your movie, man. How many kids did we took? 7 kids of ours.
Kids.
Whatever. We took a lot of them to your movie. We want to go see it. There's one thing that I've noticed with you is like you got a lot of following, man, as far as like this younger generation that just loves what you do. And I think that should be a cool motivation for you, is just like our nephews and stuff are just their biggest fans.
oh heck yeah, it's a lot of fun, and like like at the movie tour and stuff, there are a lot of younger kids who come, and you know, I try to end the night with just kind of a message saying, go on that adventure, go do that thing, go live that lifestyle. You won't regret it, and you'll probably regret it more if you don't try it. So, yeah.
Is there anything that you regret about doing YouTube, Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler.
I don't know, making that movie.
Making that movie?
It took way too long.
So you haven't, that was one thing I talked to you, I think I ran into you at the Cowboy Christmas, and I was like, why have you been posting, dude? Like on your YouTube, we've been waiting. And you're like, this movie. He's like, this movie's almost done, and I'll be able to get back to posting. So tell me, like, how making a movie, man, that's got to be a big chore and take away from your YouTube and videos and stuff that you wanted.
Yeah, I'd say we slowed our posting down to like maybe once a month, maybe once every other month. And dude, that movie, we had like 6 cameras rolling every day, all day. We filmed for 30 days. We started northern border of Utah, rode to the southern border, took a mule train across all the way. Maybe you'll have to watch the movie to see. But
Did they make it?
alive. But yeah, I don't know. What was the question?
No, that was about it. We'll go from there.
Well, I think that's another challenge of YouTube is consistency, because you don't put out a a video for 2 weeks and people are in the comments, where are you? Are you guys okay? So just consistently getting something out there, that's hard. That's a lot of pressure. Even if you just do like shorts or something on Instagram, people kind of start to expect stuff. So,
And you feel like you do the same thing over and over and it gets boring?
yeah, try not to be redundant. And
You know, it's so hard, I think, because most of what I do is on Instagram. Just come on down. Catch a ride. Most of what I do is on Instagram, and consistency can be a killer. Like if you don't post for a week, then the algorithm or the people, they stop watching your content, and then you become less relevant. And it's crazy because like if you look at Dale Brisby, the amount of content he posts, and he has a team of people that do it, but it's hard because if you don't stay relevant, if you don't stay consistent, then your views start to go down, and then you just reach less of your followers. It's a hard deal, especially when you're on a week that you gotta gather a lot of cows, you know, doing something, and it can be tough.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we have them loaded every week, 7 to 9 shorts and 2 long. Is what we shoot. That's me and Abby. So it's like
how long is your long?
3 to 6 minutes.
short is.
Do you guys do your own editing? Yeah, I do all our editing. Yeah, it's hard to hire out. I mean, people might think YouTube is pretty lucrative. It's not. You just got to do it because you love it and you want to share your life. That's what I say. I mean, it's not a get rich quick. It's hard work, just like ranching, just like anything in life. You have to just keep working at it.
Well, out of all your guys' videos, we've all made a handful of them. We'll just kind of go to each one of you. What's probably like one of your favorite videos, or one that you know you're a little proud of, or whatever? I mean, out of Skylar's videos and stuff, if you could have one in mind? I mean, if you don't know the title name or whatever, but what was one of the videos that you were just like, tell us kind of what happened, a little story about that video that you enjoyed most?
So I don't remember which video it was, but there's this video where we are in the high country where there's a bunch of pine trees, juniper flats, and that was a pretty good video. Just there was a lot of wild cattle, like nothing but wild cattle pretty much. We could just go and catch them whatever, and like just the place and where the video was made is kind of like just it's was my favorite part of it.
I love it when you guys rope up in those Arizona trees and stuff. It's beautiful up in there. You guys are on the res? Is that where you guys rope most of your stuff?
St. Carlos Apache Trail.
Yeah.
I run this ranch. It's got 179 different brands that we work. So
On the res.
Really
That's
on the res,
79.
yeah. 179 different brands that me and him, we got to mother up and catch that calf and brand it.
And figure out which one it was.
Which is the pair. So you kind of got to be sharp on that, you know.
No, eight
So,
on the
be a cowman and a horseman and all that stuff.
Yeah, and have a good memory.
We got 4,000 capacity, you know.
Yeah.
550,000 acres that we work on. Desert to high country pines. So that's where we're gonna start going. They're fixing the rope for us up the higher country.
To get up
So
higher.
we got about 1,500 big old bulls over there. Lots of mavericks.
I got me
This
a
ranch,
new
though,
rope from
I
310, so I'll have
yeah.
to come over and try it out.
Yeah, you guys. I invite everybody. You know, I train like these guys are saying. I train. He'll bring some guys. You know, like gangsters.
Yeah.
There's red on this side. There's blue on this side, and I tell them, hey, you guys. You know, just leave that at home.
You're all purple. You're all purple here.
You're working under me now, you know. If you want to be a badass guy, you know, I'll tie you up to two big old bulls. Let's see who's gonna scream like a girl. You know? You're a badass guy. You know? I will go to the rocks.
I love it.
So that's what I always tell them, you know. And then they settle down. You know?
Yeah, then they start talking and
They start
making.
talking. So I got 28 cowboys.
Wow,
So,
that's a crew there.
Yeah.
You know what I like is I like you got the Herper.
Yeah.
I like Herper.
Those guys,
Yeah.
those bulls are cool.
Yeah, we got about 1,200 hits on the bottom ends. Mavericks, though, they're on the river bottom, and the higher country there's about like 1,500 big old bulls.
Yeah.
Mavericks.
Wow.
So we still got to clean all of that.
Yeah, I don't
We're
mind
still
being-
cleaning. I'm on the ranch for like 5 years now.
So
I
it's-
retired from the mine and went back to
ranching now.
So if you don't mind me asking, is this the same ranch that Mac Hughes back in the, it's the same ranch that
that's
he
the
did?
same- Yeah, Mac Hughes.
Okay, did you ever meet him?
No,
Okay, he was gone before that.
just I think his kid was there one time.
Skeeter?
Yeah, Skeeter.
Okay.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
So.
I got a book from that Ed Ashurst, and it has that whole, you know, skunk,
Yeah,
Maverick,
all of
Skunk
that,
Creek,
yeah.
and all that. I just eat that up.
Yeah.
So
Back then, they had 469 ranch horses.
really,
They had about like 80, 90 cowboys.
wow.
So, see, all the best cowboys, they usually say, came from St. Carlos, you know, because they rope all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, and then
So
it's a big, you know, they had 3 different sets of cowboys working.
this is getting off the YouTube subject, but that's one thing that I enjoy is like you hear the old stories of all the old ranchers and the way they did it back in the day. Like, for instance, I grew up out on the Arizona Strip over there, and I mean that's just across the river from there.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of them old boys that you'd meet them, and you know they talk about back when maybe it was wetter, greener, I don't know, but they ran a lot more cows than they do now. And them old boys, they were cowboys.
Yeah.
They would,
They stay up there for
exactly. I mean, they
30
live
days and then they come home for 4 days.
exactly.
And they go up again for 6 months.
Exactly. I mean, and that's. I kind of got to meet the tail end of them, but that's just something that I've always been in is the history about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he's got a good book. Yeah.
There's a lot of history of St.
Yes.
Carlos.
Hey Tyler, there's like a new good idea for you, maybe for your next video.
Yeah.
Give us some history of that place.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. Anything else? What's some of the highlights from your guys's, from your videos that you done? That I think 310. John's got a smile over there. He's got an idea.
I was trying to get Abby to talk, but she doesn't want to. So highlight for me, I think probably Abby too. I'm picking her brain and whispering over here, but 2 of them for me would be our branding videos out at the ID ranch there in right outside of St. Clair, Wyoming. Those were epic.
Those video shots were awesome. Yeah.
And it's not like, I'll say two things. It's the fact that we got to be involved with it, but the community of guys that are over there in that area, and these two guys are from there. They're just just the quality of people are just super folks, in the skill set that those guys have to go in there and get to rope with those guys, and for that branding to turn into what it did, and us be able to capture it like we did was just epic. And then share what we always talk about. We're regular. We're all just regular people, but we're what we try to do is we try to capture regular people doing extraordinary things. That's what we do, because every one of you guys, all of us in our element, are doing extraordinary things that people don't get to see, but you're just regular, and everybody's like that. So you get to go into their world, their environment, and capture the beauty and the artistry of what happens at work. At work.
Yeah, at work.
And these guys are work, and we get to be involved in it, and we get to match our skill set to that to see what it ends up looking like. So that would have been one. The other one would have been probably one of my favorite one is I got to do this. This was on my home turf. Was my two mares, and this is highlighting my mares that I doctored with for a long time. We did a bridleless of me doctoring bridleless with those two mares, and showing the sensitivity that they have, the feel that they have, not only for me but for the job and what we were doing. So it's all outside. None of it was set up. We just positioned cameras to capture it. I went through my regular routine of making a list to go doctor cattle, and then the guys had to keep up with me, and the stuff that we captured with those two mares outside was it was it. So top two.
All right. I like that. Yeah, I've seen those videos. Go check them out. They're pretty epic. Under the swells over here. I'll just tell you, my favorite one of yours is out on the Arizona Strip when you're trying to rope and shoot a pig at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's just great.
Oh, yeah.
When you couldn't shoot it, you finally pulled your rope out. I just love that. Go ahead and tell us some of yours, though.
Oh, gosh. I haven't posted a lot of long videos, but we have one that he's talking about coming out soon. So the whole day, me and Grizz here, we had a long day. We went out a couple weeks early before the gather to go and get some cows off the neighbor's permit, and there was supposed to be like 10 cows missing. Yeah. And we were riding over there, and boss man Zane, he gets off to go to the bathroom, and so there was 4 of us there. There was me and Grizz. Then we had Kyle, who's the hand out there that stays on the strip all year round. And then there's Zane, boss man. And so we took off from the corral, and then it was like 10 minutes in to the day, we are sitting there, and Zane's like, well, I gotta pee, you guys keep going. So he gets off his horse and hides behind a bush, and we ride just out of sight off the hill, and we just see a bunch of pigs start running. There was probably 15 pigs. And I look over at Kyle, I'm like, Kyle, Joey, we got some pigs. Kyle just grabs his rope and he says, I'm gonna rope one. And so we all just busted off, and the horse I was riding, we bought it the day before for like $3,500. So I wasn't sure how good this horse was gonna be. So we just tear off after some pigs, and my horse was slow. So these two, they caught up to him. They're like, gosh, it's hard to rope a pig, especially when they're running. And well, I come off, and the pigs split into every direction, and I show up, and pigs are running everywhere, and Kyle's dogs are grabbing a hold of them, and so I start running toward the one, and Kyle's dog stops it, and I thought this would be the coolest thing if I could shoot that pig and rope the next one, or shoot that one and then rope another one. So I got a little greedy, so I'm hauling butt, and I shoot my gun, and I miss clearly, and pig tears off and it's squealing, and so I chase it and I shake out my rope, and then it hits a bush, so I have to flip around, and then it comes at my horse and shot at it again.
There's just horses running
everywhere
and
pigs
gunshots.
running,
It's like
dogs
someone's gonna get hurt here.
dogs
Shot.
barking, and
Dogs are you trying not to shoot the dog while the pig. It's like
and meanwhile Zane gets lost.
Oh yeah, Zane doesn't even know where the heck
He's just wandering in the hills, and he couldn't hear the gunshot. I don't know how, but I ended up shooting the one, come back, and these two had a big old boar stretched out. They'd roped him by the back leg and then threw another rope on him, and so it was interesting. And then later in the day, the craziest, that was like epic, but then it wasn't even the craziest part of the day, because they roped a calf, and my horse was so terrified of the pigs that my horse thought everything that was shorter than this was a pig. So my horse started trying to attack the calf, and then started trying to kick the dog. So I had it dallied off, and the calf ran around the backside, and my horse started bucking, and it was a wild day.
and that film's not out yet.
No, it's coming. So it's going to be out in the next couple of weeks. So
there we go.
Yeah, we had some good times. Or the one time, my favorite Bronx Donks video is the one where I rope a saddle. And I didn't try to catch the saddle. The horse, the guy got bucked off trying to get on, and me and Tyler found him. We just picked up a balloon off the ground, and I was making some joke like, this is what happens when you let your balloons go at a birthday party. And then next thing you know, there was a horse crashing through the trees. So me and Tyler chase it down the road, and I throw my rope, and I just didn't get far enough out there, and it just fell on the saddle horn. And I tried to whip it off, and it just sucked down. I was like, well, Tyler, you gotta rope it. So I dallied off, and it was a lot bigger than my horse. And my horse went one way around a tree, and that horse went this way around a tree, and I just got pulled into the tree. The saddle just poof. That was
Blew up.
Exploded the saddle. Huh? Oh man!
Every year at the NFR, people ask me, "Are you the one that broke the saddle?"
Tyler, is that probably part of your favorite video, or what's your?
Oh, that's definitely up there.
Yeah.
That's definitely up there.
Right up there.
Grizz was in that video too, I believe.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Desert over there, Painted Desert. What's one of your favorite films or favorite moments of some of your footage? We love watching you guys. They got some really good looking horses, and they brought some good ones too. You'll watch them tonight.
They're all cool. I don't know if I have a favorite. I think they're all pretty cool. I think would do better. People would watch them, but it's kind of some of the stupid ones that get a bunch of views. And I'm like, that one wasn't as cool as this other one that I thought. I couldn't tell you which one is what.
Well,
Everybody loves the gathering the mares and the stallion videos.
yeah.
Yeah, which I think is stupid.
I love it. Clancy, what's your favorite video of ours? Roper?
I don't know. Probably a new one. I get mucked out by the mini bull.
We haven't posted that one yet.
No.
Spoiler!
Spoiler alert,
I know.
Roper gets mucked out by a mini bull, aka calf.
Yeah, a little.
But we called it a mini bull, huh? Just for you?
Yeah, mini bull.
Man, I don't know. Every time we do a video, it's just a venture, ain't it? Every time we got cash, it's entertaining.
Oh yeah,
That kid.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But what's one of your top ones, Clancy?
You know, it's kind of hard to say. I like them all, but I mean, we lived through it. I mean, you don't post everything that goes on there, but
Yeah, we get
the hands down one is that one in the dark where we got out there, and it was right there above Cat Claw.
Oh yeah, tell a little story about that.
Well, anyway, so we we go out. It's clear out there at the bottom of the world. I mean, it's literally 60 miles. It's actually 75 miles south of here. I mean, you're out there. I mean, you're not coming back. So what we had a cow camp out there, and we'd been out there for 10 days, and we'd actually, before that, we'd caught 80 head of cattle, wild cattle, all with the rope, and brought all them out. We came home for, we've been out there for 10 days, come home for 2 days. We had to fix our trailers and anyway, we just had to rest. Well, then we left some horses out there, so we had to go back out and clean camp up. And we get out there, and it's just right about 4:30. We're like, well, we're here. We got horses saddled. Let's go start prowling around. And a lot of it, I mean, we do road hunt a bunch, but most of it's flat. So you'll go to a place, and if you see them, where all the waters are, you'll just get below them and try to drive them cattle up to a road, or just get them close enough to where you can catch them. Well, anyway, we got there, and his dad was out there on the buggy. And there's this road, and there's just 2 ridges. And he had this cow, and I mean, she was the wildest hag I've ever seen. I mean, just wilder cow. Well, he's on the road, and he's like, hey, I'm getting this cow. I'm going to veer her off down to you guys. Well, me and Cash get out, and we're like, oh, yeah, bring him right to us, I don't know what was scary, the cow and the calf, or you're down on the razor Mach 80 downhill. That calf came and hit me broadside. I mean, he's about a 700-pound bull calf. He hit me broadside, and he just blew through. Well, then Cash ropes him, and the video don't show it. Cash ropes his calf and slows down old 3-wheeler, and that razor literally missed that horse by 6 inches. I mean, it was just bam, bam, and we're sitting there like, what just happened? Well, we get that calf loaded, and the cow was gone at that point, so we're like, well, whatever. Well, then the same thing, we just, right at dark, there's about, 4 pairs and 2 heifers in that bull. Anyway, the dogs got them held up, slowed down enough, we could start, just picking at them. And it doesn't really show justice, but this one bull, me and him caught. I mean, the worst one's the one that, this minute you rope them, they slingshot back at you, and I mean, so they're not, there's no handle, like, it's just all you can do to stay the heck away from them. It's about dark, and I'm just looking back, making sure my horse ain't getting tangled in the rope, and just running circles, and that bull's right on my tail, and I'm yelling at Arden, heal it, like, do something, heal it. I mean, do something.
I can't see.
Well, I'm
like, where's his legs?
He threw twice, and finally he caught a toenail. But I knew he was going to catch it. But anyway, we caught him, got him tied down on the road, and at this point, I mean, we got all but those 2.
Oh, that's the night. Man, my rope broke that
And
night.
they had this trailer. I mean, it's like everything. They are old and wore out. And there's 2 bars you don't put the rope by. Well, just so happens we're in a hurry, so we put it right on the sharpest spot on the trailer. Well, he goes to drag that bull, and that just drug that rope slow, and right when that bull got full tension, cuts the damn rope,
and it comes back,
and you just hear this pop
right,
and you
back.
see Arden just. I mean,
you ever got hit so hard you can't speak? I was like, oh man! And it left a big old welt on my back.
Yeah.
That whole night he's over there sleeping like this, just leaning on, didn't want to touch it. Next morning it was nice and purple.
Yeah, it was.
That happened to me one time.
Yeah. Same rope come back.
Yeah, all that rope was like this on my back.
Red.
That is the worst. And your horse gets it, and you're just like, okay, don't buck. I'm hurting too. Don't buck.
Well, folks, like I said, we've had a lot of fun with all our videos, and we love each and every one of your guys' content and stuff. But I think we're gonna probably get ready to wrap this up a little bit. But right now, after this event, we're all gonna go over, and I'm gonna cook you guys up some lunch. We'll hang out. We're gonna have a little meet and greet, see if people want to come up and meet us, and then we're gonna get ready for the ranch rodeo. But is there anything else anybody wants to say or mention before we end this podcast here?
Just thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah. I had this idea 2 months ago, and I said we're gonna have, I'm watching all these other YouTubers that are making, a good living at this, and they're collaborating with their friends and their families that do the similar things. And I said, the cowboy culture is big, but it's really not that big. I said, I think if we can get cowboys together in one spot, we can build something here. And this is our first year. and it's been a show, and it's not over yet. But I'm telling you, if we can get this 1 year under our belts, next year we're gonna have a better time. And so all I ask is from all you guys is to video this event, show it on your channels, and spread the word. And for those that aren't going to be here tonight to watch us, next year make sure to be here and subscribe to each and every one of us, because as you just heard in this podcast, it ain't that easy to do what we do, but the reward that we get from it most is you guys as viewers watching our channels and enjoying us. And I think that's why we really do it, is just to share to our people. And one thing, just to end real quick, we were talking about my grandpa. You know, he was a wild cow catching son of a gun, you know, but I don't got any video or anything of him, you know. And I said, you know, our future is going to look back at us and be like, wow, my dad or my grandpa could ride a horse or throw a rope or have these adventures. That the future for our kid, because we're doing this, is going to be what I wish I had of my grandpa, which my grandpa probably didn't. Or maybe YouTube probably would have took him down in the first video. But we just appreciate everyone being here. We thank you guys, and I think that's going to be it for us. So, all right, I appreciate you guys. And is there anything you guys need before this ranch rodeo? Now that we're here, any questions about the rules that we have to follow them? I mean, there's not very many rules. I actually got a complaint yesterday. Wish you had more rules. I was like, well, I mean, we could, but and so we really don't have many. The one thing with this ranch rodeo that I wanted to do is I wanted people to come with their rigs how they're comfortable. That's what I wanted. If you're comfortable using rubber, use rubber. If you're not. If you want to tie down, use a tie down. Like, I want people to feel in their element. Sometimes Clancy and I, we go to a ranch rodeo. We haven't been on in years, but when we do go, they're like, you can't use rubber, you can't use all these things. We're used to just taking a half a dally, and I mean, we're not used to dallying it up, and so it was kind of like we were at a disadvantage because we're not used to that lifestyle. So we wanted to make this ranch rodeo, everyone bring the skills that they have, and let's compete and have a good time and get some good footage, right? You bet. All right. So if there's any questions about the rules or anything, just don't hesitate to ask. And right now we're gonna go get ready. I'll start cooking you guys some food. I got some good Bundy beef burgers coming up, and I don't know who's gonna show up for the meet and greet, if people do. I don't know. But the one thing is we're gonna make some good footage today. And remember, this ranch rodeo is for us. So if you guys want to take a moment to stop the whole dang shebang to get out and dance or do whatever the heck you decide you want to do, I don't care. You know, this is for us.
I got a weird guy.
Yeah. So we are going to do like I said, we're going to do a ceremony for his boy Skylar that passed after the national anthem, and then we'll get right into it. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you. And then also tonight, after the rodeo, hopefully we're not as worn out as we were yesterday, but we're gonna be. You guys are all welcome. I'm gonna feed you guys all at my steakhouse up in St. George. I know it's 30 minutes that way, but you guys are all welcome to come up after the rodeo. I don't know, we'll see what time it gets over. I'll send you all a text, but maybe like 8 o'clock, 7:30. Hopefully we get done before then, so maybe 7 o'clock. If you guys want, I'll come up, I'll feed you, my dime. Let's get you guys fed, and that'll be kind of the end of our weekend. All right?
Skylar was homeschooled.
Okay.
From 3rd grade all the way to 11th grade. So he was with me on the ranch all the time. So when he goes to our junior rodeo, he'll just, it's just his everyday thing.
Just natural.
Yeah, natural.
Yeah.
He was a natural boy.
I seen that. He
ran over 400 buckles.
No way.
92 saddles. All around saddles.
Did you hear that? How many buckles?
Over 400 buckles. 410 somewhere in there.
Whoa.
How many saddles?
How many saddles you said?
92 saddles.
92 saddles. And how old was he when he passed?
33.
33.
And he had 59 all-around titles. He was really. He wanted to be the best, so I taught him really hard.
Hey, he could throw a rope.
He was good outside and inside. He'll throw everything out of the box. He'll use a 45-footer out of the box. And a lot of times they went into rules on him because of that. They flagged him out a few times. Yeah. I mean, from ribbon roping, his fastest time was a 4.5.
Oh wow!
My nephew, just the barrier just came off and he roped it, and my nephew just right there, done. 4.5 seconds. And his fastest time on the rodeo was hidden. Me and him, we won the Arizona Championship, and then he won the Arizona Junior Cafe, Junior Rodeo Cafe. So. The state, you know, his fastest time was 3.2, and
that's just chucking that rope.
Yeah. And then that guy just like waited for like the third hop. Yeah.
So that shows how fast he turned it.
Yeah,
he waited for the second hop.
Yeah,
Still
he was
got
so
3.
quick. He was so quick.
Oh, talk about times. One thing we're changing after watching yesterday, like I said, this is kind of a trial and error situation. We are going to extend the time from the steer tie down from 3 minutes to 4. That's the one you got to tie down 3 steers. We're going to change that to 4 minutes. We only had, I think, 3 or 4 teams complete it. 3 yesterday out of the 15 that were here or whatever. So we're going to extend that to 4 minutes so that we get a better chance.
As hard or as handy as Arden is.
I made these rules up on my way to work. So. But anyways, I think if we put 4 minutes, it will give us a good shot of most of us completing it. And just so you know, that's the only thing that's really changing there. And then also with the rules yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard, I did mention in the rules it says on the trailer load you have to get the ropes out of the trailer. That's not the case. We're changing that. Just make sure the ropes are off the cow's head. So the ropes have to be off the steers. They don't have to be necessarily out of the trailer. So
Make sure they're off. Just drop on the ground.
yeah, whatever you want to do there. I think other than that,
Everything else, but on the number, the rope sort, we're gonna mark them better. So
yeah, we got spray paint today. We're gonna put big old numbers on them so they're easy to see this time. And just with that, remember, I mean, we had 2 people get disqualified yesterday for it. It's legal head catch. If you illegally head catch it, pop your rope off. You got to re-rope it before you move to the next one. If you move to the next one if you move ahead to the next number before having a clean catch the one before, it's a no time. So, and it doesn't just go to 10. You just go as much as you can in that 2 minutes. So they give you a number. They start out with number 9. You rope 9, 10, and then you go to 1, 2, 3. Keep going for 2 minutes. But just remember, you can't move on to your next steer until somebody's legally head caught it and the rope's popped off. Then you go to the next one. Other than that, yesterday was pretty slick. I was actually happy. I mean, other than a lot of horses bucking, and a couple wrecks, but I thought there was going to be way more. I was like kind of worried there for a second, but
thought we were going to be waiting on the ambulance with a whole lot more to show back.
Dude, I know.
Well, that one kid, that one trailer load on that frontier that got wrapped up in that rope.
Oh, that was scary.
Well, I grabbed his horse.
Did you guys see that yesterday?
Well, I grabbed his horse and I grabbed his rope, and I'm sitting there, and I can hear people, cut his rope. I'm like, what do you need? Like, and he had that rope half hitched around his saddle horn. I'm like,
he had a dally, and then on top of the dally, he tied it.
Well, he's sitting there.
He had 3 wraps around him.
Yeah.
Well, he's sitting there, and he's like, well, just hold my horse. I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut your rope. No, don't cut my rope. And I said, I'm going to give you 2 seconds to get that off, or I'm cutting your damn rope. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Luckily, that steer was just standing there.
He got it done in a second and a half.
Yeah. I had my knife, too. I was like, but yeah, he had it tied and then wrapped around. I think it was 3 times he was wrapped around his body, and then the steer was just sitting out there. And I was like, that steer takes off. It's yanking him off his horse, and it's going to be a mess. But that could have been bad, but other than that, we're good. 1 rope got cut on the trailer.
Yeah.
Dude, it was just a good time. I'm telling you. I had people come up to me after, and they're like, I've never been to a ranch rodeo. And I said, well, this was a hell of a first time. And they're like, I'll never go to a normal rodeo ever again. They're like, I've been to so many rodeos and we wait the whole day just to get the bull riding for some excitement. This was exciting from the very first team. And I was like, well, welcome to Ranch Rodeos. And like I said, some of our events were meant just to be fun and wild. So let's just make sure to stay safe out there. And today is going to be a little slower. We're not going to really, it's just us teams here, so we're not really rushing it. So let's just kind of take our time getting into each event. You guys got something to say it, and let's just have fun, all right? Anything else? Y'all good?
Can I make an intro video before everyone leaves?
Yes, sir, let's do it. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up here. That's all right. I'm about to compete with the 5 best ranches on YouTube. Okay, that's about it. That's all we need.
Oh, love it.